Coming up on the Lakeside Loop, a student participates in ice carving. Bowling finishes off their season, students show off their talents in the Pops concert, and the Winter Carnival begins. The Loop starts now. Welcome back to the Lakeside Loop. I'm John Loest.
And I'm Natalie Pop. The Knickerbocker Festival was recently held in Lake Mills. One of the main events of this festival is the ice carvings placed around town. One student here, along with Mr. Casper, got to participate in this fun activity. Cassidy Terpstra tells us more about her ice carving experience.
The ice festival that happens every year was going on. There was a lot of games, there was ice skating, and then we also did a lot of ice carving. People would sponsor other people for them to do the ice carving for them. Miss T last semester, she had asked me and one other student that I know of if we wanted to do the ice carving, and I gladly agreed. And then at the end of last semester and the beginning of this semester, me and Casper started talking about what the plan was and what we were going to do. They give you a 40 by 20 by 10 block of ice, and then you will use your own tools, and then you will carve whatever you want out of it, and from there you have the entire day to work on it as well. We did the school's mascot. First we cut out the big chunks of the ice with a chainsaw. Mr. Casper did that for me because I don't trust myself with one. From there you just start chiseling away with the tools until you get to the shape you want. Once you get the shape that you want, then you take a flame torch and then you just torch it. It will melt the ice, giving it a nice shine. So then it's all nice and clear. I started working around 9:40 to about, I want to say 2:30. I saw someone, I'm pretty sure someone did a fish, and then there was a castle. Someone did the Founding Fathers or something. I think that was the Bank of Lake Mills. So there were all sorts of different kinds. One person added color to theirs. Yeah, it was very fun. It was a very new experience, and I definitely enjoyed it. I would love to do it again someday. Maybe next year, we'll see what happens.
Great job with the carving. Also at Knickerbocker, Mr. Dorn and his brother-in-law, Jason Kotecki, won the cornhole tournament for the 4th straight year. Congrats on the win.
This past weekend, students here at Lakeside got to show off their musical talents in a Pops concert. They performed songs from movies and musicals we all know and love. Nadia Rodriguez gives us details on the fun concert.
We had the Pops concert this weekend where band and multiple choirs sang. There was the freshman choir, cantata choir, swing choir, a cappella choir, jazz band, and the regular band. We started off with Wicked, so a bunch of different songs that were all put in one to make a pretty long song. And then we played Moana, Encanto, and Hunger Games. But usually afterwards, I know after some of our songs, we got standing ovations from people. My favorite piece was probably Hunger Games because it sounded really cool because there was snare drums in the back of the gym, which made it really cool and have the feeling as if you were right there in the Hunger Games movies. I really like these concerts because we get to play a bunch of fun songs. Especially this year, we played a bunch of songs that I really like and that a lot of people can recognize. So that was pretty fun. I think it's really fun because you get to do things that you enjoy, like singing or playing an instrument, and you get to do it with your friends and with some really fun songs too.
Amazing job at the concert. And now, over to sports.
Hello, I'm Keegan Lundgren.
And I'm Angelina Petrovic. Welcome to the fastest 2 minutes in sports. We cover all of Lakeside sports in less than 2 minutes. Last Thursday at their home triangular, the wrestling team went 2-0 against Cambridge and St. John's. In 3 matches against St. John's, wrestlers Jack Thiele, Ryan Schultz, and Sebastian Murray all earned first period falls in their matches. Owen Fleming scored a takedown and near fall points to pull ahead and win a decision in the last minute of the match, and his brother Mason Fleming earned a technical fall. This led the team to a 62-17 win. Against Cambridge, James Monday had a second period pin. Caden Prost kept a level head after being down 2-10 and came back to pin his opponent. And after several forfeits, the team defeated Cambridge at 42-34.
Lift up his head!
Monday, the girls basketball team played against McFarland, winning 67-48. The Warriors closed their first half with a flurry to go ahead 34-14 at the break. Nadia Murphy scored 11 of her 16 points in the first half, while forward Farrah Stibbs produced a 16-point, 16-rebound double-double. Guard Avery Bukta chipped in 10 points, and guard Paige Murphy pulled down 11 rebounds for Lakeside, which held a 44-26 advantage.
On Friday, the girls' team had a showdown with Poinette for control of the Capital Conference North Division. Despite 18 points by Paige Murphy and 9 from Shaylin Boo, the Warriors fell to the Pumas with a score of 54-43.
The boys' basketball team had a tough matchup against crosstown rival Lake Mills on Thursday. West Ron's 25 points were not enough to lead the Warriors to victory. Unfortunately, the team fell 60-48 to the Elkins. And that's time.
The 7th graders recently got to visit the school to see what it's like to be a Warrior for a day, and they had lots of fun. They got to experience classes, followed by pizza and skating. Stay tuned for the announcement of Kinderfest.
Bowling is a fun activity you've probably done with friends before, but these students take it to the next level. The bowling team just finished another successful season. Garrett Parkhurst tells us more about the recent season.
So my dad's a bowler. I started when I was like 2 or 3. And then when I was like 6, I got into a league in Watertown. I started bowling that. And then I got into middle school leagues, which got me into competitive bowling pretty well. So it starts out near the end of the soccer season for me, so I miss a couple practices, but practices are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays we do like actual drills and practicing spares and getting our corner pins down. And then Thursdays we bowl 3 games, which is a league for us. We have a sanctioned league, so we can have like averages established when we go into tournaments and scholarship tournaments and stuff like that. And then we just keep going to the meets on Sundays. It goes from early November to end of January, which is this past week. Team-wise is really easy to explain. It's just however many wins you have, you count up how many wins you have, and whoever has the most wins at the end doesn't take how many pins you have or what your average is. Just whoever wins the most, they make it. And then for singles, it's a lot harder to explain. It's kind of like fill rate, however many frames you bowled and however many of those were strikes through spares, that's your fill rate. But this year they changed it so that strikes are weighted heavier. So the strikes are more important than spares right now. That's how I got into state. I had a lot more strikes than everyone else.
And for the boys, we had Garrett Parkhurst from Lakeside, Lutheran.
I placed first overall, and out of 288 frames, I think I had like 179 strikes, which is pretty good. Second place had like 151, so that's what gave me the edge over everyone else for individuals. State is the first weekend of March, and qualifying for the next round is Friday night at like 4 or somewhere around there. If you place like top 25%, you move on to the next round, and then top 5 from that next round goes on to a step ladder tournament, which is where you just bowl head on against each other, and that's how you get a championship Sunday. Anyone that's thinking about trying to do bowling, they should. I mean, it's a fun sport. I mean, there's not many other like clubs or activities where you can eat like mozzarella sticks while you're competing against other people, so I think it's a pretty cool sport. It's just different than all the other sports. I mean, all the other sports, people kind of like make fun of bowling because it's not basketball or football, which I kind of understand, but it's my sport. It's the sport that I like to do, so I'm just gonna keep on doing it because I like it.
Thanks for sharing. Now it's teacher time.
Teacher time, teacher time, teacher time with Ryan Fisher.
Tonight on Cooking with the Loop, we have a brand new recipe to show that involves everything but the kitchen sink.
Ryan, I don't think that's right.
Fine, let's go ask a teacher. I don't know.
What do you want to know, Ryan?
How did you get involved in FFA?
I started in FFA when I was first in high school, so my freshman year, and my dad was also an FFA advisor, so he got me very involved when I was a freshman in high school.
What is the hardest thing to get used to at Lakeside?
Ooh, I would say the different schedule. When I taught and went to high school before, I had block scheduling, so the shorter periods are a little bit harder to get used to.
Why did you want to become a teacher?
I knew that I wanted to become a teacher from when I was really young. I just always liked being at school. Like I said before, my dad was a teacher, so I kind of grew up around school, and so when I went to college, I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
What is your favorite dish to cook?
Good question. I like any sort of hot dish, so casseroles, lasagna, those are kind of my favorite to cook.
If you were an FFA animal, which one would you be and why?
That's a good question. My favorite animals that I always showed when I was growing up were pigs, so I will always have to choose the pigs.
What do you like most about Lakeside?
I love the fact, my favorite thing when I first started was chapel, so I think just having that part of the day to refocus and just kind of remember why we are all here is really, really special and important.
Why are hamburgers not made of ham?
That's a pretty crazy question. I don't know why it's called hamburger, and they come from cows and not from pigs, so that'll have to remain a mystery.
And now, the speed round. Favorite condiment?
Ranch.
Cake or cookie?
Cookie?
One word to describe the students in FFA?
Determined.
Favorite movie?
Ooh, there's too many. Wicked.
Favorite book?
The Nightingale.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
No.
Winter Carnival is in full swing, with students participating in many fun activities and dress-up days. Students got to enjoy Pajama Day along with a fun game of dodgeball and homeroom tug-of-war. Looks like a lot of fun and a good way to show your school spirit by participating. And now, you're in the loop. I'm Natalie Pop.
And I'm John Loest. Thanks for watching. God bless.